They say seeing is believing. But what if what you're seeing is precisely what they want you to believe? What if the structures, the systems, the very narratives that shape your life are not organic, but engineered, designed to keep you asleep? The question isn't whether reality is real, but who's writing the code? If you clicked on this video, you probably already have some sense of knowing on this matter, but this video isn't about relaying the obvious. It's far from that. You see, they say, as above, so below. But what if that ancient Hermetic principle holds the key to understanding the true nature of reality? What if the universe is a mirror, reflecting back our own thoughts and intentions? And what if, by changing our minds, we can change the world? We search for meaning, for truth, for a glimpse behind the veil. But what if the answers have been right in front of us all along, hidden in plain sight? In the synchronicities, the déjà vu, the uncanny feeling that something is amiss? It's time to stop dismissing the glitches and start decoding the message once and for all. So I ask you to stay with me as we learn to seize control of the narrative, rewrite the rules, and awaken to a reality of your own making. One of the most compelling sources for understanding the fluid nature of reality lies within the ancient wisdom of the Corpus Hermeticum. These timeless writings, attributed to the legendary Hermes Trismegistus, offer a profound key to unlocking the secrets of existence. At their heart lies a transformative principle: all is mind, the universe is mental. This isn't merely a philosophical concept. It's a radical proposition suggesting that the reality we experience is not a fixed, external construct, but a vibrant, ever-shifting projection of consciousness itself. Imagine, if you will, that your mind is not simply a receiver of information, but a powerful projector, casting your innermost thoughts, beliefs, and expectations onto the grand screen of reality. The world you perceive, with all its intricate details and emotional nuances, is a direct reflection of the film you're running in your mental theater. Change the film, shift your thoughts, challenge your limiting beliefs, and the picture projected onto your reality must transform in response. This isn't just esoteric philosophy. It's a principle echoed by thinkers throughout history. Napoleon Hill, in his seminal work, Think and Grow Rich, captured this essence when he declared, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." Hill's assertion resonates deeply with the Hermetic understanding that our thoughts possess a potent, creative energy, capable of shaping our experiences and manifesting our desires. Cultivating a mindset of abundance, possibility, and unwavering belief, therefore, becomes not just a personal aspiration, but a key to unlocking the boundless potential within us. However, the Hermetic teachings extend beyond the realm of individual consciousness, hinting at a collective, universal mind that underlies all of existence. If reality is indeed shaped by consciousness, as these texts suggest, then whose consciousness is shaping the universe? This leads us to contemplate the idea of an aggregate mind, a cosmic intelligence that orchestrates the intricate dance of creation. This notion, in turn, brings us to another ancient perspective: the Gnostic view of hidden forces that subtly influence human thought and action. The Gnostics spoke of Archons, entities that they believed to be rulers or controllers of the material world. These Archons, according to Gnostic teachings, subtly manipulate our thoughts and perceptions, weaving a veil of illusion that obscures our true nature and limits our potential. It's akin to being trapped in a dream where everything seems real, yet a nagging sense of unease lingers beneath the surface, a feeling that something is profoundly amiss. Imagine living in a house with tinted windows. The tint subtly alters the colors of everything you see outside, and over time, you forget that the tint even exists. The Archons, in this analogy, represent that subtle distortion, subtly shaping our perceptions and influencing our choices without our conscious awareness. In the modern world, these influences can manifest in various forms, from the subtle biases embedded in algorithms to the pervasive narratives propagated by media outlets. Consider the constant stream of information that bombards us daily: social media feeds, news headlines, entertainment content. How much of this input subtly shapes our thoughts, beliefs, and values without our conscious knowledge? The ancient concept of Archons finds a chilling parallel in these contemporary forces, reminding us to cultivate a discerning mind and question the narratives presented to us. David Icke, in his book The Dream, further explores this idea, suggesting that a hidden architecture is designed to keep humanity in a state of unawareness regarding its true potential. He writes, "The best form of control is where you think you're free, but you're being fundamentally manipulated and dictated to." This sentiment echoes the Gnostic understanding of subtle, pervasive forces that subtly corrupt our perception of reality, preventing us from recognizing our inherent power and potential. But awareness is the first step to breaking free. By understanding the forces that seek to influence us, we can reclaim our minds, rewrite our stories, and step into a world of boundless possibilities. Haven't you ever felt a flicker of unease, a subtle discord in the symphony of your life? A whisper of déjà vu that sends a shiver down your spine? Or perhaps you've noticed patterns emerging with a precision that defies mere chance, a number sequence that follows you like a shadow, a chance encounter that feels anything but accidental. These are the moments when the seemingly solid facade of reality begins to waver, inviting us to question the very nature of our existence. Is this world as straightforward as it appears, or is there something more profound, more intricate, lurking beneath the surface? Donald Hoffman, in his thought-provoking book, The Case Against Reality, proposes a revolutionary answer. Evolution didn't design our senses to reveal objective truth. Instead, it sculpted them to ensure our survival within a complex and often hostile environment. He uses a powerful and relatable metaphor to illustrate this point. Consider the screen of your computer. When you click on a file icon, you see a folder expand, revealing its contents. But you aren't directly interacting with the underlying code that governs the computer's operations. The interface, the icons, windows, and menus, is a simplified representation, designed to make the system user-friendly, not to expose the intricate gears of the machine. Hoffman suggests that our perception of reality functions in a similar way. What we experience through sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell is more akin to a desktop interface, a curated and simplified representation designed to facilitate our navigation through life, rather than a direct glimpse into the underlying code of reality. This idea is both mind-boggling and unsettling. If our senses are presenting only what's useful, not what's true, then what lies hidden beneath the surface? What are we not seeing? What fundamental aspects of reality are being filtered out by our limited perceptual apparatus? Perhaps the glitches we occasionally observe, those uncanny synchronicities, those fleeting moments of déjà vu, those repeating patterns that seem too precise to be mere coincidence, are glimpses beyond the veil, flashes of the underlying code that momentarily pierce through the interface. They are like tiny cracks in the windshield of our perception, offering tantalizing hints of a deeper, more complex reality. Rizwan Virk, in his book The Simulation Hypothesis, takes this idea a step further, proposing that what we experience may be rendered in real time, much like a sophisticated video game. In modern gaming, the virtual world you explore doesn't fully exist until you approach it. The environment is created dynamically, as needed, to conserve processing resources and optimize performance. Virk suggests that our reality may function in a similar manner. The universe, in this view, is not a pre-existing, static entity, but a dynamic and responsive system that generates our experiences based on our interactions and expectations. This concept might also explain why some experiences feel strangely personalized, as if the universe is operating in direct response to our own thoughts, feelings, and intentions. The universe, in this sense, becomes a mirror reflecting our inner world back to us. Consider the phenomenon of synchronicity, for example. Have you ever thought of someone, only to have them immediately text or call you? Or perhaps you've noticed a particular number constantly appearing in your life, on clocks, license plates, receipts, and advertisements. These patterns often feel deeply significant, as if some secret connection is at play. Virk's simulation hypothesis implies that these incidents are not merely random coincidences, but rather indications of a programmed reality reacting to our awareness, responding to our inner state in ways we don't yet fully understand. They are like subtle messages from the system, whispering that we are more connected to the fabric of reality than we realize. And what about déjà vu? That uncanny and sometimes unsettling sensation of having lived a moment before, of walking into a situation that feels eerily familiar. In a simulated reality, such experiences might be explained as glitches in the system, instances where specific events or experiences repeat or overlap due to programming errors or inconsistencies in the rendering process. It's like a momentary hiccup in the simulation, alerting us, even if only for a fleeting fraction of a second, that something isn't quite right. These questions, seemingly relegated to the realm of philosophy and speculation, are also finding corroboration in the findings of modern science. As Jim Baggett explores in Quantum Reality, quantum mechanics suggests a world in which particles exist in a superposition of states, occupying multiple possibilities simultaneously, and only collapse into a single, definite state when observed. It's as if reality itself only solidifies when someone is watching, when consciousness interacts with the quantum realm. This dovetails beautifully with Verk's idea of rendered experiences, in which observation or awareness actively activates what appears real to us. The act of observing, of focusing our attention, may be far more powerful and transformative than we previously imagined. It's as if our consciousness is a spotlight, illuminating the possibilities inherent in the quantum field and shaping the very fabric of reality. So, what do these glitches in the matrix, these whispers from the underlying code, truly tell us? They may be subtle reminders that reality is not as stable, consistent, or predetermined as we've been led to believe. Hoffman's concept of reality as an interface, combined with Verk's simulation theory, paints a picture of a world that is far more fluid, elastic, and dynamic than our everyday experiences might suggest. A world that may even be deliberately designed, orchestrated by forces beyond our current comprehension. These system occurrences, the dizzying synchronicities, the unsettling moments of déjà vu, the repeating patterns that seem to defy explanation, are like cracks in the code, pointing us toward a deeper, more universal mystery. They beckon us to explore the uncharted territories of consciousness, to question the limitations of our perception, and to embrace the possibility that the reality we experience is just one layer of a much larger, more complex, and ultimately more wondrous creation beyond our understanding. Prepare to have your assumptions about reality shattered, because quantum mechanics is about to turn everything you think you know upside down. At the heart of this revolutionary field lies a truth so strange, so counterintuitive, that it challenges the very foundations of our understanding. The act of observation fundamentally changes what is being observed. It's as if the universe itself is shy, hesitant to reveal its true nature until it knows it's being watched. Jim Baggett, in his illuminating book Quantum Reality, unpacks this mind-bending concept, referring to it as the observer effect. Imagine trying to pinpoint the location of a subatomic particle. To do so, you need to shine a light on it. But the very act of shining that light, of observing the particle, inevitably alters its position or momentum. The act of measurement becomes an act of interference, blurring the lines between observer and observed, and revealing the participatory nature of reality. It's as though reality only partially exists, shimmering in a state of potentiality, until our gaze solidifies it into a concrete form. We are not merely passive spectators in the cosmic drama. We are active participants, shaping the very reality we experience. This isn't just theoretical speculation. It's a phenomenon repeatedly demonstrated in the laboratory. The behavior of particles has been famously established as being wave-like when unobserved, existing as a blurry cloud of possibilities, and particle-like when observed, collapsing into a single, definite state. This perplexing duality, known as wave-particle duality, leads to profound questions about the inherent solidity and reality of the world around us. Is matter fundamentally different when no one is looking? Does consciousness play a crucial role in the manifestation of reality? Brian Greene, in his book The Hidden Reality, takes these quantum enigmas to the next level by exploring the mind-boggling concept of multiverses and probabilistic outcomes. In the quantum realm, particles exist in a state of probability, simultaneously occupying multiple potential locations. They can be here or there, or seemingly everywhere at the same time, suspended in a superposition of possibilities. It's only when we measure them that they choose a specific location, collapsing from a wave of potential into a single, defined point. Greene suggests that this probabilistic nature may imply the existence of numerous parallel realities, each representing a different outcome of all possible quantum events. Every quantum decision, every particle interaction, every moment of observation may trigger a branching of the universe, creating countless alternative realities that exist alongside our own. To grasp the sheer strangeness of this concept, consider Schrödinger's cat, a thought experiment that perfectly encapsulates the quantum weirdness. Conceived by Austrian physicist Erwin Schrödinger, this thought experiment was designed to illustrate the paradox of quantum superposition. Imagine a cat sealed inside a box, along with a device that has a 50-50 chance of releasing a deadly poison. Until you open the box to observe the cat, it exists in a superposition of states, simultaneously both alive and dead. It's only when you open the box and make an observation that all the possibilities collapse into a single reality. The cat is either alive or dead. This bizarre idea is far more than just a metaphor. It reflects an innate quality of how particles behave on the quantum level. The fate of Schrödinger's cat mirrors the fate of every quantum particle, suspended in a state of probabilistic potential until the act of observation forces it to choose a single, definite outcome. So, how does all of this relate to our everyday experience of reality? Quantum mechanics teaches us that the seemingly solid and certain world we perceive is, in fact, an illusion, a carefully constructed facade concealing an underlying reality that is uncertain, fluid, and deeply interconnected. It challenges the deterministic view that the world is predetermined and immutable, suggesting instead that reality is fundamentally probabilistic and profoundly influenced by our awareness. In Rizwan Virk's thought-provoking work, The Simulation Hypothesis, he presents a fascinating framework for decoding the intricate puzzles posed by quantum mechanics. He puts forth the idea that our reality may function as a complex quantum system, akin to a meticulously programmed environment that responds dynamically to the act of observation. This notion draws an intriguing parallel to the way video games operate, where virtual graphics are rendered only when a player directs their gaze toward them. In this analogy, just as a game environment is intricately shaped and altered by the player's perspective, the universe may also render specific outcomes and scenarios influenced by our conscious awareness and intent. Thus, our consciousness can be likened to a powerful rendering engine, one that actively participates in and molds the fabric of the reality we perceive. This perspective serves to bridge the often abstract and esoteric realms of quantum mechanics with the tangible nuances of our everyday experiences, illuminating the connections between the strange behavior of particles at the quantum level and the familiar dynamics of human consciousness. Albert Einstein, a towering figure in the realm of physics, famously expressed skepticism toward the probabilistic nature of quantum theory, declaring, "God does not play dice with the universe." Yet, the principles of quantum mechanics suggest a reality that resembles more of a cosmic game of chance rather than a strictly deterministic structure. This presents a universe that functions much like a grand casino, where unpredictability and possibility reign. The rules of reality are not rigid, but instead possess an inherent flexibility, adaptiveness, and responsiveness to our conscious engagement. These revelations rooted in quantum mechanics are not entirely novel. They resonate profoundly with ancient philosophical traditions. The Hermetic teachings found in the Corpus Hermeticum assert a striking claim: all is mind. This suggests that reality at its core is fundamentally shaped and defined by consciousness itself. In this light, quantum mechanics, with its focus on the observer effect and the participatory essence of existence, provides a modern and scientific framework through which we can reinterpret these age-old wisdom traditions. It uncovers the deep, often obscured connections between our capacity for observation and the very fabric of existence, highlighting the extent to which our awareness intricately links to the nature of reality. What implications do these revelations carry for us in our present lives? They suggest that the world we inhabit is far stranger, more intricate, and remarkably malleable than it outwardly appears. The solidity that we perceive in our daily existence may very well be an elaborate illusion, a reassuring construct that conceals the deeper, unseen forces shaping our reality. By adopting a quantum perspective, we start to understand that we, as conscious observers, are not mere bystanders to the unfolding of the universe. Rather, We play an active role in sculpting it through our focus, intentions, and awareness. We are not simply participants in the cosmic game of existence. We are co-creators, wielding influence over the foundational rules by which this game is played. We navigate a fluid, probabilistic cosmos where our consciousness proves to be far more potent and impactful than we ever dared to imagine. Imagine a stage play where you believe you're making your own choices, improvising your lines, living your life authentically. But what if there are unseen figures in the shadows, subtly adjusting the lighting, whispering cues, and influencing the very narrative itself? In his book, The Dream, David Icke suggests that hidden forces, which he calls architects, have been subtly puppeteering humanity's collective consciousness for centuries. These architects, he argues, operate with such finesse and nuance that their influence remains largely imperceptible, shaping our thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions without us even realizing it. This idea, unsettling as it may seem, isn't entirely new. Ancient Hermetic teachings found in the Corpus Hermeticum echo this sentiment, suggesting that the patterns and forces we project into the universe are reflected back to us, creating a feedback loop of influence. When this principle is applied to Icke's ideas, it suggests that these hidden architects are not just external entities. They also exist within our own minds, subtly manipulating our reality by exploiting our own thoughts and beliefs. It's as if they've found a way to tap into the very source code of our consciousness, rewriting our internal narratives to suit their own agendas. But how do they accomplish this feat of mental manipulation? Icke points to social structures as their primary instruments, the very institutions we often take for granted as being neutral and benevolent. Take education, for example. From a young age, we're conditioned to follow rules, memorize facts, and operate within predefined systems. While knowledge is undoubtedly valuable, the emphasis on conformity and rote learning often comes at the expense of creativity and critical thinking. As Sir Ken Robinson famously argued in his TED Talk, "Do schools kill creativity?" Take Darth Frausigno. The current education system often stifles innovation and individuality, molding us into predictable and manageable cogs in the machine, barely glancing beyond the horizon of accepted norms. Another powerful tool in the architect's arsenal is media in all its pervasive forms. Consider the news outlets you read, the movies you watch, and the social media sites you scroll through endlessly. These aren't simply neutral sources of entertainment or information. They are carefully constructed narratives, meticulously crafted to influence how you perceive the world. As Edward Bernays, the father of public relations, wrote in his seminal work Propaganda, the manipulation of public opinion is a science, and those who control the narrative hold immense power. What stories are highlighted? What perspectives are amplified? What voices are silenced? The answers to these questions reveal who benefits from the narratives being told and who seeks to control the flow of information. And technology, with its ever-increasing sophistication, raises the stakes of this control to an entirely new level. Algorithms, those invisible strings of code that govern our online experiences, monitor our every click, our every search, our every social media interaction, constantly gathering data and predicting our next move. They serve us personalized content designed to keep our attention engaged, often pulling us further down rabbit holes of curated information and echo chambers of like-minded opinions. This isn't solely about selling advertisements. It's about shaping patterns of behavior, subtly nudging us towards certain choices and away from others. Over time, these patterns become habits, and our habits become the very structure of our lives, effectively programming our daily routines without our conscious awareness. Icke's perspective resonates deeply with contemporary anxieties about surveillance, data mining, and the erosion of privacy in the digital age. As Shoshana Zuboff argues in The Age of Surveillance Capitalism, we are increasingly living in a world where our personal data is being harvested, analyzed, and commodified, turning our private lives into a source of profit and control for powerful corporations. The more we become enmeshed in these technological systems, the more power we unwittingly cede to the architects who design and control them. However, amidst this seemingly bleak landscape, Hermetic teachings offer a glimmer of hope. They remind us that balance is the key to navigating the complexities of reality. By differentiating and identifying these energies, By recognizing the patterns of manipulation and questioning the narratives presented to us, we can begin to reclaim our center, our wisdom, and our power. Just as the universal laws recognize and work with these energies harmoniously, so too can we learn to navigate the currents of influence without being swept away by them. So, who are these architects? Are they powerful elites pulling the strings from behind the scenes? Are they systemic structures perpetuating cycles of control and oppression? Or are they perhaps metaphysical forces shaping reality through the subtle manipulation of consciousness? Regardless of how you choose to interpret their nature, one fact remains undeniably clear. They thrive in our ignorance. As long as they remain hidden, their power remains unchecked. But the moment we begin to see the patterns, to question the narratives, to challenge the assumptions that underpin our reality, the illusion begins to shatter, and we begin to awaken to our true potential. When we witness the mechanisms of control, we can start to step outside of them, reconnect with the deeper truths that underlie the surface of our quotidian reality, and reclaim our agency as conscious co-creators of our own lives. You break free of the illusions of reality by taking that first step, awareness. As Thich Nhat Hanh teaches in The Miracle of Mindfulness, awareness is like the sun. When it turns its light on things, they are changed. The first step in any change is recognizing what is going on both around us and inside us. Mindfulness, a centuries-old ancient practice based on philosophies such as Buddhism, Hermeticism, and the stillness of the Sea of Galilee, teaches us this way of seeing. It's about mindfulness, observing your thoughts without judgment, and noticing patterns and asking questions like, why do I believe this? Who advantages from me thinking this way? These micro-events of internal awareness help you become aware of how your reality gets constructed, both by external and internal factors. Starts by bringing stillness to your day. As Thich Nhat Hanh argues, even basic tasks such as washing the dishes or drinking tea can become mindful acts. By slowing down and being present, you start to see beneath the surface. You become aware of what you are thinking, what emotion is attached to that thought, and how they subtly impact your behavior. And this awareness is key to breaking from the script. But simply being aware isn't sufficient. From there, what you have to do is take conscious control over your reality. Hermetic teachings, for example, the Corpus Hermeticum, are saturated with the principles of mentalism and one-pointedness. They teach that, as above, so below, that the patterns of the very universe are reflected inside of us. When we get into vibrational resonance with what we actually desire, we can change our experience to what we want. This is also supported by quantum mechanics and proves to us that observation and intention determine the result. Just as observing a particle can alter its behavior, so can our reality change when we observe it with intention. It's not magical thinking, it's just recognizing that where we focus our attention, energy follows. Asking ourselves those questions is another important part of breaking free. There are the assumptions we've carried for so long. Those assumptions come often passed down from society, culture, or personal experience. For example, why do we correlate success with material possessions? Why do we value our worth according to outside accomplishments? These type of questions start to break down the mental models that disable us. Thich Nhat Hanh teaches that you must stop in order to see. In a world that rewards continuous doing and productivity, to stop and contemplate, to take a step back and not do, might appear counterproductive. But it's in such pauses that we find clarity. When you are mindful, he writes, you are fully present. And in this way, you can see things deeply, which leads to insight and understanding. It's this insight that enables us to take back our power. In short, living purposefully is all about acting and taking decisions in accordance with your values and goals in life. It's about asking the question, what do I want to create in my life? And then making deliberate moves toward that vision. This may be making time for contemplation, spending time with people who assure you, or engaging in things that make you happy and fulfilled. Hermetic teachings also emphasize the unity of all. That is the universe itself, is a mirror for consciousness. Once we realize that our thoughts and feelings radiate out to influence the world around us, we can begin to act more intentionally. This means no longer living on autopilot and becoming the architect of your life. In cultivating awareness and working with conscious creation, you'll find that you become free and empowered in ways totalitarianism can't even touch. The present moment is the only time over which we have dominion, Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us. What this implies that the strongest power is to be present, aware, and engaged to the moment. By getting rid of worries about the past and future, you make space to devote yourself to what is really important. This path is not always easy, but it is very rewarding. The more you practice awareness and live with intention, the more you'll notice how much control you actually have over your life. Reality consists of illusions, and the world is this multidimensional geography, yet it is enough for you to know it, and to be able to this clarity. In short, one truth remains glimmering from the whole discussion. It is in your power to create reality. In our discussion here, we've touched on deep subjects, from the Hermetic teachings in the Corpus Hermeticum that tell us that the all is mind, to the quantum mechanics that shows us the malleability of our experience to mindfulness as shared in the miracle of mindfulness. These perspectives together illuminate an essential idea. We are not witnesses to life, we are active participants in its creation. This ancient wisdom is reinforced by science. The observation can make a big difference. As it explores in Quantum Reality by Jim Baggett, that level of difference is pinpointed in quantum mechanics. The observer effect and wave-particle duality shake our perception of reality down to the core, pointing towards consciousness and intention as integral components in the manifestation of reality. As Rizwan Virk describes in the simulation hypothesis, our universe may operate similarly to a simulation, its reality, rendered as a function of our awareness. And these scientific insights serve to remind us that reality is not a static thing. It's dynamic, responsive, and enmeshed in our perception. But it is not enough knowledge. As Thich Nhat Hanh teaches in The Miracle of Mindfulness, real transformation starts with practice. It is through witnessing our thoughts, deconstructing what we have long accepted as truth, and nurturing moments of silence and solitude that we slowly start to perceive reality for what it really is. Not the dream of outside forces, but a blank canvas we have been handed. The mechanisms of control we've been examining, ranging from the intricate social structures that shape our communities to the powerful technological algorithms that govern our digital lives, thrive on our collective inattention. These systems rely on our ignorance regarding the subtle ways we are nudged and directed in our daily actions and decisions. As David Icke elucidates in his work, The Dream, the antidote to this manipulation is awareness. By shining a light on these influences and recognizing them for what they truly are, the grip they have on us begins to weaken. Just like an illusion, the facades start to dissolve, allowing us to see beyond the surface. So, what implications does this have for you as an individual? It presents a pivotal choice. You can decide to remain entrenched in the identities and assumptions that others have imposed upon you, which lie like an unwanted package on your doorstep, or you can take the courageous step to question, explore, and assert your own path. This journey is not about outright rejection of everything you've known. Rather, it's about engaging with those beliefs consciously. Ask yourself, is this belief truly mine? Or does this choice align with the person I aspire to be? Pause for a moment to reflect on the concepts we've discussed. Mindfulness, a technique championed by the revered Thich Nhat Hanh, encourages you to remain present and to cultivate an awareness of your thoughts and feelings as they arise. The Hermetic principles offer guidance in aligning your intentions with the broader forces at play in the cosmos. Insights from quantum physics, as elucidated in texts like Quantum Reality, suggest that each fleeting moment is brimming with endless possibilities waiting to be realized. Through the deliberate practice of conscious creation, you gain the extraordinary power to shape the life you lead, propelling you toward a more authentic existence.